Hello, welcome to Soul Print. This is your weekly Pick Your Crystal reading for January 8th through the 14th. So we're just ready to start our second week of the new year. And, every new year is a time of new beginnings, and it's also a time to let go and release those things whose time is done. So, if, you know, if that's something that you're going through or struggling with at this time, understand that it is a process. And as long as you stay true to yourself, your intentions, your intuition, you will be able to move through the process successfully. So let's get started, shall we? I've selected 3 sort of very gentle, soft stones this week. So this first one I'm going to call orange. I think it's cornelian, but I could be wrong. This one wants to jump. This one I'm just going to call, I think, blue. We'll just call it blue. It's beautiful, beautiful stone with lovely markings. And this one, I'm actually going to call it moonstone. I'm not sure if it is, but I'm pretty sure it is. So, me and my knowledge of crystals, honestly, because I work with crystals so intuitively, I've never been particularly brilliant at actually keeping track of what they are or what their properties are even, because that's, just not how I work with them. But I'm going to take a moment and I want you to look at the 3 choices and see which 1, 2, or even possibly 3 are resonating with you at this time. Alrighty, let's get started, shall we? We're going to start off with this crystal we're simply calling orange. Here we go. 5 of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Moon, High Priestess. Okay, there we go. All right, so, the 5 of Swords often talks about, a sense of disappointment, perhaps, a feeling that, maybe you weren't treated fairly, or there was deceit, sometimes a hidden agenda. It's a card that indicates a sense or a feeling of unfairness or a feeling of loss or disappointment. And because it's followed by the Knight of Cups, it sort of suggests to me that we could very definitely be looking at a situation connected to a love situation. Perhaps this is a romance. Perhaps this is an expectation of a relationship that was not met, or alternatively, a relationship that you've decided to walk away from and are hoping to bring in a new romantic beginning. Before you get there, you need to take a look at the Moon and the High Priestess. So the Moon is telling you, first of all, there are things, there's information that is still hidden from you. Sometimes things that are hidden from you should honestly be left hidden from you. The Moon in this case is talking about sort of really emotional, I don't want to say extremes, but it feels like very emotionally turbulent. And it feels as if, if you could just get the answers. Sometimes there are no answers, and sometimes you're not going to get them. So the decision then is to move forward, because you can't stay stuck in that place of disappointment and sadness, particularly if you are entertaining the idea of bringing a new relationship into your life, or you want to draw that kind of attention. So, first, a word of warning, always remember that you cannot dictate the actions of another. Okay, so you cannot make a decision that a specific person is who you want to draw into your life. All you can do is focus on the energy and the feelings and the emotions that you want to draw into your life. Sometimes you just have to leave it up to fate a little bit to bring that person in. But as long as you're focusing on what you're trying to attract, that's the place and space you need to be. So again, the moon card is it's a reflective card. The energy from this card in this reading is sort of reflected. It's one of thinking things through and processing information, working with the information you have, understanding on some level. You may not be able to see everything there is to see. But the purpose of these three cards is to bring your attention to the High Priestess, because the High Priestess is talking about listening to your highest intuition. It's also about the fact that this card can often represent sort of secrets or things that are hidden. And so you've got the Moon, which is a card of secrets or things not being clear, not having all the answers, there's not clarity. And you have the High Priestess following that, sort of in some ways reflecting a very similar energy. But what is different from the High Priestess and the Moon is the High Priestess has the wisdom to be able to sit back and connect with their authentic self. They are able to trust and follow their intuition. And remember, you can't be really upset with somebody if they didn't share everything, because no one does, including you and me and everybody else on the planet. We all have, secrets or things that we keep so close to the chest, so hidden that sometimes we don't even realize we have hidden them from ourselves. So the energy around this is, if you're wanting to start a new relationship, you need to let go of some of the baggage from the past, understanding that you will have the clarity to heal, but you may not get all the answers you seek. The High Priestess is asking you to follow and trust your intuition. If, on the other hand, these cards represent the fact that you have been hurt in a relationship prior to, again, it's the same thing. It is a feeling of reflection, ultimately leading to an inner awareness and insight, perhaps acknowledging some of your own secrets and trusting and following your intuition as you go forward. So if I had to sum up this reading, I would say that the bottom line is, if you're wanting to go forward with any kind of a relationship or release a relationship, it is the time to do so. It is about letting go of things that no longer serve you in this area of your life. Okay, hold on. Let's start here. This is for the blue crystal, starting with the Death card. Don't freak out. And the Page of Wands. Sorry, the Ace of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Six of Wands. Okay, so again, I'm liking this energy. And again, not all that dissimilar to the preceding crystal. So it is sort of from a different perspective, though. With the Death card, we all understand that death is about transformation. It is about closing a door so a new one can open. It is about releasing that which needs to be released and let go of. Well, If you are releasing, that means that your hands are now opened and you are prepared to bring something new and fresh into your experience, into your life. The Ace of Wands is very, very often about the beginning. The beginning of a new adventure, perhaps a new way of life, perhaps for some of you may even be hearing about a pregnancy. But it is about starting fresh. And so what card would what other card would you like to best follow the Death card? Is a card that really is about starting fresh and starting new and new beginnings. Because you have the Page of Wands sitting here, there's news coming to you that is going to be very, very helpful as you are ready to, sort of move forward. And sometimes this good news can pertain to, it can be connected to work, perhaps school. It can be about getting the information that you need or require to be able to move forward. And because you're ending with the Six of Wands, which of course is the victory card. So the basic story of these cards is that there is a transformation that has happened or that you are undergoing or you are aware is sort of coming your way. And understand this is an opportunity for a new beginning, a new start. Perhaps it's a way of looking at things differently, or perhaps it literally is a move. But it's about fresh starts and new beginnings, and the news coming to you is going to be helpful to that. It's going to be good news. It's going to take you further along the path to the place where you are not only victorious, but there is recognition. There is a sense of success. There is a sense of satisfaction and contentment with the choices that have been made and the path that has been set forward as you're moving through away from this time of transformation and really grasping on to that which is brand new. Alrighty. And this final crystal that I'm going to call Moonstone, I hope I'm right. Okay, here we go. We have the Eight of Cups, Four of Swords, Temperance, and the Ace of Cups. Honestly, the readings today have carried sort of a common thread or theme having to do with relationships. So if this is your first pick, I encourage you to maybe take a look at the other crystals and see if another of the crystals is resonating with you, and there may be additional information in one of those readings. So the Eight of Cups, again, is about saying goodbye, moving forward, knowing that it's time to leave a place or a situation. The Four of Swords is indicating that this is not something that is spur of the moment. It feels very much as if you have had a period of time or will be receiving or managing a period of time where you really can sort of slow down and look at things with more clarity and more objective, in a more objective way as you are understanding and recognizing this energy of, really needing to kind of let go of where you are and move forward. It's time to walk away from that which is not serving you. It's interesting that the Four of Swords is followed by Temperance, because Temperance is about balance, right? It's about nothing in the extreme. So even though you are dealing with a situation where there definitely may be a sense of loss or leaving, a period of reflection, the recommendation or the suggestion is that you do not do anything dramatic, really spontaneous, or, in a burst of temper or agitation. This is about taking the time, the Four of Swords, taking the time to settle, taking the time to look at things calmly and objectively. Because Temperance is followed by the Ace of Cups, again, there is a sense of happiness coming for you, completion, a sense of accomplishment, drawing the energy into your life that you would like. Cups are about the emotions, and aces are kind of new beginnings. And so they're very often about, um, just, good feelings and happiness, new relationships, new beginnings. And so, again, very interesting, this feeling of reflection, recognizing when it's time to leave, keeping things in balance and in perspective, because ultimately what you are wanting to do is you're wanting to bring a new, fresh, more loving energy towards you, whether that loving is to another or, frankly, maybe first to yourself. It is about consciously seeking happiness, as opposed to sitting back and hoping it sort of floats past you. Okay? So, interesting, again, all this week, everything seems to be about a sense of recovery and moving forward. I hope these readings have been helpful for you. I wish you all the very, very best as you move forward through this week. I look very forward to seeing you next week. And until then, let yourself heal.